Hello, friends and neighbors. Swaggin' Man Piper, 1926 here. On what you can gather is a late Monday evening. Smoking my... I can't... There we go. I might be able to say that. That's a Friday Savinelli on a Monday. With a little bit of Bra Fox. Excellent blend, in my opinion. How is everybody? I hope you all are doing well. The typical Monday. A lot of driving, a little bit of work, a lot more driving back. The little tidbit I forgot to tell you all the other day. Excuse me. Whenever the pastor's daughter, my wife's student, came to spend the night, that morning, I had gotten up and fixed some eggs and bacon for breakfast. And you all know I have a rooster. I've mentioned it several times. And he crows. She said, "He's crowing." I said, "Yeah, he is." He said, "Why is he still crowing? We're already up." I said, "Because that's what roosters do." "Well, can't you close those blinds?" I said, "Well, what does having closed blinds do with the rooster crowing?" She said, "Maybe that'll deafen the sound. I don't know." And I said, "Honey, closing the blinds ain't gonna do nothing for that rooster." Oh, children. Still using my flat black lighter. So what have y'all been into? Enjoying this nice crisp weather? Or you despise it like my wife does? And she told me the other day, if I can't jingle the bells or something to that effect, I got nothing for this cold weather. She's talking about celebrating Christmas. But hey, Christmas is going to be on top of us before we know it. I didn't know it, but Thanksgiving is less than 2 weeks away. Well, it was 2 weeks away as of last Thursday, which is when someone just dropped that on my lap. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving's in 2 weeks. Which makes me sound really old, but in my mind I said, well, Lord, where did November go? It's gone in the work week. That's where it's gone. So, most of you know that I was trying out a tin of the Fire Dance Flake from Samuel Gawith, which, if you like a fruit flavor, it's good. If you don't, well, I don't recommend it then. However, if you let it dry, and I mean seriously dry, like I would almost say some out there may call it almost too dry, the flavoring will almost dissipate. And then you'll actually get, oh, excuse me, sorry about that, you'll actually get the tobacco flavor. So there's something to think about. Y'all ever heard the don't let your mind out, or it's yeah. When you let your mind wander, as we as human beings tend to do, that's not always a good thing. Or at least in my case, because sometimes it tends to go in a way that it's not always good. Not always healthy. Been fighting a lot of stuff here as of late. But such is the nature around holidays, I suppose. Or actually, as it starts to get darker, you get a haze. I get a haze. So, and it's not always pleasant. I would imagine several of you folks out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Whenever the season changes and you get less sunlight and you get more darkness. But it'll be all right. My son, well, let me step back from that. So, I like to listen to, there's a particular lady out in North Carolina. Her name is Sheila K. Adams. And she does a lot of the old, what some would call folk music. It's more of the old mountain ballads, or some may refer to them as love songs, which they're not necessarily love songs if you know what I'm talking about, but you look up that lady, you'll figure out real fast. But there is an hour and some odd video on YouTube where she sings some songs, plays some banjo music, and she tells some stories. And one of the stories just happens to be my son's favorite story. And it's a rendering of a cat when the lady was a little girl. And ends up that cat, it gets painted and all sorts of things, but my son loves that story. Well, he came home the other day, last week, and was telling me that he got halfway into the story and somebody interrupted him, and he didn't get to tell the other half. That he was telling two of his teachers. And one of the teachers just laughed at him and says, "You just come up with some of the best stories." And I'm thinking, if that's all he comes up with, and it's those stories. Because the story, which she actually wrote a book, by the way, and it's on YouTube, the little chapter things. And if you want to listen to it for yourself, it's called Waterfalls and Rainbows, if you're curious. But it tells the story of a cat named Snow Fluffy. But man, it's worth a shot, or it's worth a listen to. But I've been listening a lot more to the old time radio. Here is of late, which you can get a little bit of everything to anything. Your old comedy radio shows, and I like the westerns myself. The Western Gunsmoke, before it became a TV show. I think I prefer the radio show more than I do the TV show. But one of the things that I gathered or learned, that one of the pipe smokers of history, if I'm not mistaken, James Stewart, and I'm about 95% sure he was a regular pipe smoker. But he's done several programs, a couple of them through Suspense. But he had a weekly program in the early 50s called The Six Shooter. And if you've never heard of it or heard it, I highly recommend it. 30-minute program. And if you ever sit down with your pipe, you're piping a cup of coffee, or you're piping another beverage, for about 30 minutes. Do yourself a favor. Look up the 6-shooter. High quality entertainment, folks. Well, you folks take care of yourselves. And remember, kindness costs us nothing.